If I'm not actually writing stuff, or if I'm not actively engaged in writing in some kind of way, kind of writing my life into existence in some way, I don't feel like anything at all.
Thank you.
It's not like I have these ideas about life and then I go and write songs about them. I write songs and then I have these ideas about life, if you know what I mean.
I gotta get up to get down and start all over again now. Yeah! 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 Head on down to the basement and shout, kick those white mice and black dogs out. Kick those white mice and baboons out. Kick those baboons and other motherfuckers out and get it on! Get it on!
Churchill had his black dogs and Kafka his white mice, enemies of creation taking animal form, while I get the baboons. The baboons occur with reasonable but not unmanageable regularity. They are not exactly depression, rather a state of anti-inspiration, and are often accompanied by the hyenas. The baboons and hyenas can, in time, be vanquished by a certain secret trick of the mind. But the one you don't want to mess with is the moose. The moose doesn't come often, but when he does, you can hear his low, hopeless bellowing reverberating around the house, and my wife collecting up the children and going, "Hush now, boys, Daddy's got the moose." I know there are some people who can let it go and have a more realistic approach to the whole thing of, okay, I do go and do my work, and then then I'm a kind of become a normal human being in the hours that I'm not doing my work. But I actually find that very difficult. I've always found that very difficult. You'd live in the studio. You wouldn't go home, especially back then. Blixer would sleep under the piano in his rubber boots. Tony Cohen, the Bad Seeds' eccentric producer, could be found comatose in the air conditioning shaft or under the mixing desk checking the wiring. You created an alternate universe for those few desperate weeks where night and day ceased to exist, and the cleaners with their buckets and brooms became terrifying reminders of the outside world.
Moral sneaks in the White House, computer geeks in the schoolhouse, drug freaks in the crack house.
At some point I felt I had to get organised because things were getting hopelessly chaotic. I started to live with my wife, Susie, and it became very apparent that I could not work with anyone kind of there. It just wasn't dignified to subject the person you love to the creative process, which is actually not very attractive.
God is in the house, no one's left in doubt. God is in the house.
I don't go in the office when I feel inspired. I just go in the office in the morning. I don't care how I feel or what condition I'm in or whether the Muse is struck that day or whatever. I just go in and do it. A lot of people think that to do that is somehow kind of abusing the muse, or that you should kind of wander around and absorb life and wait for the kind of epiphany to happen and write it down and all of this sort of stuff. But I'm very much a kind of plodder that goes in and sits down and kind of plods away at something, and I just work I work much better in that way.